Okay, and we're back. Thank you for sticking with us and for tuning in to WPWL 103.7 Pauling Public Radio. This is Marcy's World, and I'm your host, Dr. Nancy Iankowitz. And I'd like to discuss a few topics that I promised I would be addressing today. One is a few hints and tips for people struggling with low thyroid function. Now, you should be aware that iodine is an important part of your, it should be an important part of your diet that you focus on. It's important for proper thyroid function, and there are foods that are rich in iodine. Kelp is one source, and it's considered a sea vegetable. Cranberries, believe it or not, are also a good source of iodine. Now, for additional information regarding iodine and the list of foods that you can incorporate into your diet to make sure you get enough, check my Facebook page, which is Holistic and Integrative Healing, HOLISTIC, and Integrative Healing, and you will be able to find a whole bunch of stuff. I also refer people to Dr. Hyman, HYMAN, which is a whole lot easier than the whole long Facebook page thing, but you can look up Dr. Hyman and write iodine, and you will definitely, I will be quoting him throughout this part of the broadcast. Now, did you know that there are things that you might be doing that can block your absorption of iodine? Swimming in water that's treated with chlorine or bromine. Chlorine, chloride. Bromine, bromide. And I know that your swimming pools, if they are public swimming pools, they have chlorine, and if you are fortunate enough to have a private swimming pool or a friend who does, oftentimes there's a bromine component to the water treatment. Those two molecules, chlorine and bromine, may interfere with the absorption of iodine because those compete with iodine. You might remember that from 7th grade science, the periodic chart. You don't have to think about that now. But it's a reminder. Chlorine and bromine are interfering in iodine absorption. There's something else, and you're probably familiar with this. I'm going to say it anyway. There's another molecule that competes with iodine, and that's fluoride. So fluoride and fluorine. Now, just think about that. Fluoride strengthens your teeth. But if a person has health issues or health needs that require optimization of iodine absorption, that might be something you need to talk to your doctor about, because there are pros and cons, there are risks and benefits, and you want to make sure that you are getting all the benefits and reducing the risks. I am not suggesting you stop cleaning your home. I am not suggesting you never ever swim in a swimming pool. And I am not suggesting that you stop brushing your teeth. I want you to become aware that there is diet and there are environmental implications which can facilitate the absorption of iodine or interfere with it. And that's something that you can discuss with your doctor, your osteopath, your naturopath, your nurse practitioner, whoever your primary healthcare provider is. Okay, are there any questions at all? No, nothing? Okay, I'm going to go on to omega-3 fatty acids. This is such a hot topic, and it is so confusing. If you're confused about omega-3 fatty acids, you're in good company, because the information that's offered by the medical profession is really very, very confusing. And part of the reason for that is that we continue to learn about the implications of different structures within omega-3 fatty acids and the other ones. So what I'm going to discuss right now is a little bit about how to read labels and what do we mean by omega-3 fatty acids. So here goes. Again, for details on this, Dr. Hyman, Hyman. You can also look up Dr. Mercola, Mercola, or Dr. Andrew Weil, Weil. Of course, you're welcome to visit my Facebook page, Holistic and Integrative Healing, but here goes. Marine animals such as fish and krill provide what we call EPA and DHA, and you can see this on the labels if you read labels on these omega-3 fatty acid supplements. There are very, very long names. I'm not going to bother you with them right now, but EPA and DHA are 2 parts of omega-3 fatty acids that protect the heart. So you'd want to be increasing your intake if you can, if you're not allergic and your provider agrees. You'd want to increase your intake of wild-caught salmon, mackerel, herring, sardines. Now, there's another component to omega-3 fatty acids, and that's ALA. And that's a little easier. The whole name is alpha-linoleic acid. And you can find that in flaxseed and in chia seeds. And there are other sources of ALA. Now, the goal, as I said before, is to increase your intake of DHA and EPA. So for the appropriate ratios, do check out the pages, Google and go, to find out, because you're not going to remember it. Even it's not going to make any sense to you right now. But there are different ratios that you need. Just remember, EPA and DHA is heart protective, and ALA is a form, it's part of the omega-3 fatty acid groups, and it is found in flaxseed and chia seeds, also avocados. So when you see on the labels omega-3, 6, and 9, the aim is to have more of the omega-3s, which you already know are made up of the DHA and the EPA. So labels are confusing. Feel free to send me questions over Facebook if you'd like, and I will clarify. Fatty acids, omega-3, EPA, and DHA are the ones that we're aiming for. Now, for people who are living with joint pain or any autoimmune diagnosis, consider that according to functional medicine, and as you may be aware, there are many branches of medicine. There's Eastern, there's Western, Ayurvedic. Within Western medicine, there are 2 main branches, conventional and functional. Conventional medicine is symptoms-based. You go in, you say, I have a headache, you get a pill, and you fix the headache. Functional medicine is systems-based. You go to that person, you say, I have a headache, they say, let's figure out why. And then that journey begins. So according to functional medicine, there are essentially 5 root causes for autoimmune diagnoses, 5 root causes to diseases that give us joint pain. And again, this is a view that is held right now. I'll be quoting from Dr. Hyman, who is a physician and MD, who devotes a lot of time and energy and professional resources to educating people about the role of inflammation in healing. Inflammation can help us heal. Inflammation doesn't help us heal. Inflammation distracts from healing, but the first few moments of inflammation facilitate healing. We just don't want to stay inflamed. So, for example, when you get a cut on your finger and your finger gets inflamed, if you didn't wash it off on time, all of a sudden it brings attention. Oh, wow, I have a cut on my finger. And you take a look and it's a little bit swollen. That's inflammation. Inflammation brings pain to bring attention to the area, and then you hopefully take care of it. What if you just sprayed an anti-pain medicine on the finger that hurt and put a Band-Aid on so you had no more pain and you didn't have to look at the inflammation? You wouldn't really be healing, and then inflammation would get in the way of the body communicating from the inside to bring fighting forces to get rid of the problem of the germs that got into your finger. Okay, all you need to remember from this is a little bit of inflammation is good at the beginning, but too much over an extended period of time can distract from healing. So here are the 5 root causes. that Dr. Hyman identified, and they are boiled down to allergens. That's things that make us allergic. Not everybody's allergic to everything, but if pollen is something that irritates you, gets your body to have a histaminic reaction, that's an internal response, then for you, an allergen would trigger inflammation, coughing, sneezing, itchy eyes. Microbes, imbalance of organisms in the gut. Toxins, which could be heavy metals in food. And supplements, your vitamin supplements, your nutritional supplements can have toxins in them, which is why it's important to be very careful where you get your supplements from. And again, I know this is all sometimes very overwhelming. So to review the 3 I said so far, 3 of the 5 root causes identified by Dr. Hyman are boiled down to allergens, microbes, toxins, and here comes the 4th one, poor diet, too much white flour, sugars. These can cause inflammation and irritate the gut lining. And most of us have a personal favorite, which is stress. So learning to take the deep breath can actually help you to handle one of the 5 root causes identified in inflammation. Well, Dr. Hyman recommends working with your functional medical practitioner to reverse the illnesses and regain balance. His particular recommendations include getting tested for any hidden infections. Ask your provider to test you for yeast, viruses, bacteria, Lyme infection, Lyme disease. All right? So those are some of the tests that you can do. Dr. Hyman offers a 10-day detox diet that you can find online. It's free. Just take a look at it. And it's designed to eliminate most food allergens and reduce inflammatory foods. I am not Dr. Hyman's colleague. I met him on a few occasions when he was presenting at international conferences, which I attended. I had a chance to speak with him. He doesn't know who I am. I am not getting any kickbacks. I am not trying to do anything other than help you to add to your wellness team resource pool. And I think that Dr. Hyman has a lot of very valuable information, and he puts it online, and it's to help you. So you can tap into his online resources. So he recommends that you get tested for hidden infections. He offers a 10-day detox diet designed to eliminate most foods and allergens and reduce your inflammatory foods that you incorporate into your diet. And he recommends that you get tested for celiac disease, which is a simple blood test. Now, celiac can be controlled by diet and stress management just by themselves. Those 2 interventions can help you. And if you're familiar with celiac, you know that the gas and bloating and alternate constipation, diarrhea, cramping, discomfort makes you feel very controlled by your gut, and your gut is something that you want to control. So get tested for celiac disease, and along with that, you might want to also find out if you have Crohn's or any other autoimmune problems. Crohn's is more complex, but again, no matter what treatment you get, diet and stress management interventions can definitely help you. So the 4th recommendation he makes is getting checked for heavy metal toxicity. Mercury and other metals can cause autoimmune dysfunction. That means that if you have too much mercury or other heavy metals in your system, this can make the body attack itself. That's what autoimmune means. You are attacking yourself by accident. So it's sort of like when you go to bite a sandwich, but you bite your tongue instead. That's not an autoimmune disease. I'm just saying that you are doing something by accident that hurts you when you're intending to do something positive. So if you live with an autoimmune process, that's rheumatoid arthritis. There are a whole list of them. You need to get tested for heavy metal. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could drink a special drink or take certain pills and just chelate all of these heavy metals out of yourself? Chelating, Chelating, is a process by which we can get rid of whatever it is that's complicating our health, making it difficult for us. So it's sort of like sending a train, like a choo-choo train, into the body to drive all over the body, and then all of the stuff that we don't want, all the heavy metals, just jump on the train, and then they leave through the digestive system and go into the toilet, and we're done. And that's one way of chelating. Wouldn't it be wonderful to have a drink or a pill that can do that? Well, guess what? There are substances that can do just that. And you can find out about them by looking for chelation 10-day detox on Dr. Hyman, Hyman, on his website or any of his blogs. You can also look on holistic and integrative healing, because I do post a lot of information regarding that. And it's detailed, so I'm not going to burden you with it right now on the radio, but just know there are ways to detox your body, and it doesn't hurt. It's not that you have to take a shot. You don't have to go for any fancy tests. You can just eat something, drink something, stop eating and drinking certain other things, and voila. In 3 weeks or 6 weeks, you can pretty much help yourself if this is a process going on for you. Again, the topic is joint pain right now, or having autoimmune dysfunction, and we are considering the 5 root causes, which are allergens, microbes, toxins, poor diet, and stress. And then the interventions recommended by Dr. Hyman, which are to get tested for hidden infections, yeast, viruses, bacteria, Lyme, 10-day detox diet online, get tested for celiac disease, which is a blood test, get checked for heavy metal toxicity, and also the 5th one is to really put a lot of energy into fixing your own gut lining. Now, leaky gut and other issues involving overgrowth of microbes that throw us off balance is something that we can control. Yeast, bacteria, parasites cause inflammation. And Dr. Hyman discusses a 5R, R as in Robert, 5R program. The 5 R's: remove, replace, re-inoculate, repair, and renew. So what does that mean? Remove. Take out of your diet what's irritating your gut. Replace it with something that's more healthful for your system. Re-inoculate, which has to do with probiotics and replacing the healthful and helpful gut flora, Acidophilus, Bifidus, Brevis, all the family members, to recolonize your gut so that they can protect you. And this will repair and make you feel renewed. Now, there are more in this list, and they can be found, as I said, by Googling Dr. Mark Hyman, 10 Steps, or even Dr. Weil, Dr. Andrew Weil. So I'm going to quickly say, for those struggling with low thyroid function, here's a quick bite for you right here. If you're struggling with low thyroid function, the takeaway is maximize your intake of foods that are rich in iodine, and try to avoid things in your environment that include bromine, bromide, chlorine, chloride, fluorine, fluoride. So that's the thyroid. Omega-3 fatty acids, you're looking to increase your intake of EPA and DHA. You'll notice that there's also ALA on the label. Check online to see what Dr. Hyman, Dr. Weil, or myself, Dr. Iankowitz, have to say about that. And for joint pain, you need to understand that inflammation Sustained inflammation is what's keeping this joint pain going. So the 5 root causes of inflammation are allergens, microbes, toxins, poor diet, and stress. And you can address those by, you know what I'm going to say, logging on to and Googling certain Facebook pages like Holistic and Integrative Healing, or looking for Dr. Hyman and Dr. Weil. There's things you need to do if you have inflammation and joint pain, or to get tested by your doctor. Consider a 10-day detox diet. Make sure you don't have celiac. You're not living with a celiac diagnosis. Get checked for heavy metal toxicity, and do what you can to fix your gut. So thanks so much for tuning in. You've been listening to Marcy's World on WPWL 103.7 FM, Poland Public Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Nancy Iankowitz. I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye for now.